Okay. Is this working? Wow, Alaric is here. Uh, I don't know what's happening with my PC. I'm sorry, everybody. Can you all see me? Is this working? I think so. Okay. Yes, finally it works. I don't know. Even even my Chrome decided to crash for some reason. Um, all right. Okay. Give me a second. Let's get it started. Hey, Alaric, welcome. It has been a while. Yes, haven't seen you in a while. Hope you'll enjoy the the live stream that we have. And yes, Oshi, it's probably because of all the open tabs that I have. Okay, so welcome everybody. Hi. Um, it's been a little chaotic to start, but we are now starting our live stream. Sorry again for all of that. Let's start by doing a little note on the holiday celebrations that have been happening both this week as well as the previous week. So there's been quite a few. I think the around the 1st of July is a time for celebration. I think everyone's happy to see summer arriving. So for the Muslims out there, Mabruk Eid. So that was the big uh, uh, religious celebration that happened. I believe that was last week. For the Quebecers, people from Quebec, Bon Saint-Jean, Saint-Jean-Baptiste. So yeah, we were celebrating the national holiday for Quebec. Also, that was June 24th, and then the following week, July 1st, that was Canada Day. So for all the Canadians, happy Canada Day. And yesterday, for the Americans, people from the United States, the 4th of July, happy 4th of July. I don't think it has a special name other than the 4th of July, so I'm sure you know which celebration I'm talking about. Yeah. And for anyone else from other cultures, other countries that may or may not have had a celebration during this time that I'm not aware of, I am sorry for not mentioning it, but happy celebration to you as well. Um, yeah. um, and oh, right, it's Independence Day. Thank you, Destiny. Yeah, so happy Independence Day. That's exactly what I meant. I totally knew that. I even saw the movie, so yeah. Oh man, realizing how old I am just by saying I've seen the movie of Independence Day. Um, all right. So a little bit of business that I want to talk about with regards to uh, the Forge staff. So we have been hiring. Um, but before I talk about the hiring phase, I just want to say a goodbye to Kevin, who is leaving the Forge for the time being for personal reasons. And just want to say, has been practically the first staff member, the first person who helped out with the Forge. Has been with us for well over 3 years now, I believe. So a very long time staff member of the Forges team, and we're sad to see Kevin go, but we totally understand. We hope to see you coming back soon, hopefully. But yeah, I want to just give a salute and say goodbye to Kevin. You probably all who interacted with the Forge at one point or another seen him either on the forums or on Discord, and he's also the one who did a lot of the artwork for us. He's been kind of a Swiss Army knife, where we used him to do various things. He's the voice behind most of the YouTube videos that we were posting, the tutorials and things like that. He's also done a lot of really great work recently on UI and UX design. You'll see some of his work very soon in this in this live stream as we talk about the new Bazaar interface that I will be showing off in just a few minutes. So yeah, thank you for all of your work, and we wish you the best in your future endeavors. And with that, want to also say a welcome to Derek, who is our newest sysadmin. He has joined the Forge about a month ago, and he has been busy fixing various issues in the system and improving the way that we can access servers and things like that. So it's been a great help to finally have someone dedicated to just service administration other than me, and so that's our not quite the newest member, because we have also hired another person just a couple of days ago who started just this week. Vibam goes by the name of Vabs, or the nickname on Discord. You'll see him. He is our newest software developer. He was just hired very recently, but he's already sent his first pull request that was merged earlier this morning. So you'll see more of him definitely in the months to come, and hopefully years to come as well, with various project that he'll be working on, as he is a full stack developer. So you'll probably see some of his touch on both the front end as well as some of the features that goes into the back end. So welcome to both Derek as well as Vabs. And on that same subject, we have posted a new job posting that you'll find on LinkedIn. We've also posted that on Quebec Emploi for those who are from Quebec, that you can see the job posting there. I expect that probably Destiny in chat will be able to send links to the various job postings. So we're looking specifically for senior software developers. And we are not done with the hiring. So yeah, we're looking for potentially one or two more spots to fill. So if that's something that's interesting to you, give us a shout. We do also have someone else who did very well in an interview, and in which we came to an understanding of basically hiring them. But papers are not signed yet, so I'm not going to jump the gun on that. But we expect to have another talented software developer that a lot of you in the community will know, who will be potentially starting with us around September. So we'll let you know once that's finalized. But that's all I'm gonna say for now about that. All right, let's see. Let's show you the really cool thing that that was just released this morning. Let me fix this right here. So if you have not followed our changelog, if you have not checked the website since this morning, you may not have seen our newest feature. This is a huge update to the Forge Bazaar interface. It has been in the works since February. It is the masterpiece that has been a group effort, but mostly like 99% of the work in the developing the new interface itself has been done by Iron Monk. So kudos, congratulations on a job well done to Iron Monk. This is also the UI that was designed with Kevin, and we've had also a lot of collaboration with Arenziel as well as Phi, and a little bit myself towards the end as well, to just kind of finalize everything and get it ready to release for you guys just before this live stream. So we managed to do that on time, and it's solid. It works great, and I'm extremely happy with the result. There is just so much to unpack here, but it's a new interface It's sleek. It's going to help a lot with discoverability of content, of modules, of everything. We've heard some of the requests over the years. Um, uh, from what you guys and gals want. So for example, you can see, oh, I want to see my installed packages, but you can also, whoops, I clicked a little too many. You can also say, oh, I want to see just packages that I do not have installed because I'm looking for new content. You know, um, you can also like right click on this to actually just go directly to disabling that. And you can see here, you have the search has minus installed. And speaking of the search, this is a very powerful search that gives you so many different capabilities. You can see, like, if I'm looking for DND5E, it's giving me, matching packages, what kind of tag. If I'm looking for a specific tag, it's giving me some suggestions here. You can also just use clicks. So Forge, asset packs, is, art is whatever. So you have um, a lot of possibilities on how you can use this. You can look for, no, go back, Foundry module that is installed and that has updates. And uh, you could also say something that was on sale that might have been installed. So I don't have any, but you can see kind of the results here. You can have a lot of abilities. The interface is also a little bit more streamlined. You get a little help info here for tips. There's documentation that's still being written. You'll have more screenshots, more, uh, things like that you can that will show you how to do, a higher level of searching. You can do things like, you know, if you do dice so nice, obviously you get dice so nice as the first result, but anything else that both mentions dice or SO for so or nice and things like that. But you can also say, give me just something that has dice so nice in the title, or like as a string like this. We also have presets, so you can quickly say, oh, give me things that have updates, or just show me systems, etc. So you can use those presets if you don't want to go looking for, opening these to go look for specific content necessarily. And speaking of the filters here, we have all of these categories here that you can say, okay, I want to look for add-on modules. I want to look for asset packs. Okay, so you can't have an add-on module that is also an asset pack, but right, you have D&D Beyond Adventures, right? Now it's also a much nicer little information here about the beta status of D&D Beyond, and then you can get the more detailed information here. You have systems, so you can say, okay, I want something that is D&D, so you can search, right? So it's DND5E. You can add Pathfinder second edition or first edition, so it's a multi-selection, right? So you can see any packages that are specifically working for all of those systems together, for example. Same thing for the languages, so you can select languages, you can select multiple languages. So as you can see, module developers don't all agree on how exactly to specify a language. So there's different language keys for the same French language, but you can still do that. You can select all of them, of course, in that case. And let's say, okay, I don't want to clear all of that. I mean, I could clear everything just from here, from this clear button, or I can just go back to one of the presets, which just automatically sets it to whatever I want from those presets. Latest releases, which is going to be, well, we are not done with technical difficulties, it looks like. My Chrome keeps doing that, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Uh, there's just so many things to. There you go. My Chrome did that earlier as well. Oh, I am sorry. Okay, we are back. And you can see it kept my last search criteria with everything without having to redo all my search because it saves that in the address bar so you can actually even share that. So, right, like I was saying, latest releases will also change the sorting. So I'll get to the sorting in a minute. Um, but yeah, so you have your quick filters here. Do you want something that's on sale? Do you want something that's Patreon integration? Um, do you want, premium packages or I think I need to just restart Chrome, potentially. Because code hung, this is not like not sure if it's a memory issue specifically or... all right. Give me a second. I'll try it once more. And then if it keeps crashing, I think whoops. I'll quit Discord because that also just froze, it looks like. And where is Discord? There you go. I'm just quitting Discord because that's probably using a lot of RAM, unfortunately. Okay, can you all see again? All right. So I was saying, right, like premium packages, or you want to disable premium packages, you have all of those options. Then you also have the price. So you can say, give me something between, $5 and $20, for example. And you can see the search here. You can do things like that with the price. So you have these options, of course, but you also have the ability to say, give me a price that is superior to 5, and that replaces the other one that was there. Very, very nice, works great. Let's clear out all of that and let's show you the tags, because this is the important part, right? If you are looking for battle maps, you can do that. If you want, let's say, genre, you want something that's horror, then you can see all of the, let's remove the battle maps, you can see all the horror content immediately. If you want, let's say, sci-fi, you can see these are our sci-fi content. And yeah, you can select automatically. If you select this one, like sci-fi, it will automatically search for all these subcategories. So that's really great. You can search for, oh, I didn't disable horror. That's why I was seeing more content than I expected. But yeah, all alien sci-fi content. If you're looking for music, you can just say audio collection, and then you have your music content already selected, or displayed rather. So there's really a lot that you can do with this. You have, let's say, location based. I want something that's cold, so here's all the winter content, Arctic content, etc. If you're looking for mountains, there's a few that are mountain related. Forests, there's all our forests maps. So, and of course, you can select multiple ones at the same time. So let's say aquatic or forest, and you have a mix of both. And so bestiary, let's clear this because I want to show specific content. So like undead, well, what is undead? This looks like it's undead content. Draconic, there you go, chromatic dragon, etc. So you have the ability to search exactly kind of content that you're looking for. And that's going to be extremely helpful for everybody. Um, so all of the packages, so there's a lot of packages, 4,000s and more. They're not all correctly tagged yet because this is still work on in progress by the various creators to go and tag all of their content with something that works for them. We're also going to release kind of a specification to allow various module developers to provide those tags as well in their manifests. That's something that I will be communicating with the League of Foundry VTT developers to add as an option to the Manifest Plus specification, which is something that the League has developed in the past for example, to do cover images and things like that. So that's something that we will be working on. We waited until we released this before we made that. Um, and so yeah, so for example, if I look for adventures, then I'm getting like adventure packs, right? Obviously, we can say mini campaign, one-shot campaign. We plan on adding things like level 1 to 5 or 5 to 10 or things like that, so you can really go and search for exactly what it is that you're looking for. Um, and as you can see, there's not enough packages right now that are tagged. There's quite a few already, but we still, I mean, we know that there's way more one-shot campaigns than just this one from Dragon's Horntail. Um, this is a great one. But there's more content, and we'll be going over all of those tags and adding them to packages, and it's just going to make discoverability of content on the Bazaar incredible. I'm super excited to see what comes from that. And with that in mind, I also wanted to show the sort options here. So you have the featured, which is our default for everything. And we have A to Z, Z to A for the name, price low to high, etc. Newest releases, recently updated, number of installs. So if you look at newest releases, this really gives you, I should probably refresh that page. It gives you all the releases, like new packages, something that was just released, which is different from recently updated, which might be like an old package, but it just received an update recently. So that's your difference. So newest releases are really going to be good to see what kind of new module has just been created, or packages that have just become ready for sale. So that's really great. Apart from that, I mean, you have all of the other capabilities installed from Manifest. You have the same update all dialog for your packages. You have, there's just so much, and I will let you all discover what you can do. And if you want to come up with various suggestions, you'll be able to do that on our Discord, and just I think everyone's going to be very happy with this new update. All right, so this was our big Bazaar interface update, and this is actually just kind of phase 2 of the whole project. There's still a lot more improvements that are coming. Phase 1 was to actually allow Bazaar creators to tag their content. So that was an update that we did, but that was more on the creator dashboard side of things, not visible to the users necessarily. And this is the phase 2, which updates the search and filter components specifically, and makes use of those tags from phase 1. Phase 3 is going to update a bit more various other aspects, such as the actual Bazaar front page, that will be a little bit more tailored to the users. We want to also add things like wish list and things like that, being able to follow a creator. There's the creator profile page. That was something that we added also during phase 1. So being able to also search by creator. So this is something that actually I'm able to show. So you can search for a creator, right? So you can do, okay, give me content by this creator specifically, right? But we also want to be able to search for creators, not packages by creators. So you would be able to see um, uh, kind of like a package that would be the creator themselves, and when you click on it, you actually get access to the creator's profile itself. So I think that's you can probably see something similar on YouTube. When you search on YouTube for something, it will show you channels, not just videos. Um, can you send your wish list to someone so they can buy you gifts? That's probably going to be something that we'll be adding when we get to that point of adding the wish list feature. Yeah, there's a lot of ideas. There's a lot of stuff. Changing the way that packages themselves get shown is also going to be really cool um, with the new design. So yeah, keep an eye out. But the Bazaar is getting a very nice facelift. All right, so I've spoken at length about the Bazaar interface. Um, I don't know if there's anything else that that I need to talk about here. Um, I think it works really great. There's some very small polish issues, like for example in dark mode, this is a little too glaring. That we are aware of that, and there's also like small things like I can't backspace to delete this. Very small polishing issues that we'll be fixing in the coming weeks. So keep an eye out for that. And then, yeah, I just want to give like a huge kudos to the team who made this possible and who made this work in such a beautiful manner. I'm very, very happy with the results, and I hope that you all are as well. All right. Um, yeah, Lectu, we did talk about saving common searches. That's kind of what the presets here are for. Um, we discussed also the possibility of having a specific search saved by the user, and I'm not entirely sure if we're going to do that or not, because the search you can just bookmark the page, and the search here has all of the elements that are in the search. So you can save your searches that way if you want in a bookmark. Um, I think that would be um, the easiest way to not bloat the interface too much with, because we have to make always a sort of trade-off between too many options that make the interface confusing to users versus having that kind of versatility. So it's not yet determined, but it is something that we have discussed. All right, next point of discussion is going to be about the Kappa AI help here. So if you have not seen this, I mean, it's right there. You should have seen it, and it's been out for a few weeks now. We did kind of a beta testing on Discord with that, and then we added the widget to the navigation bar so users can make use of it. And I'm happy to say that quite a few users are getting a good use of that and getting help on how to use various elements of the Forge. And it's powered by Kappa AI, which is a new company that does GPT-4 powered documentation help. And so it sometimes gets things wrong, but most of the times I think it does a really great job of answering user questions. And let's say how to import from my local foundry, for example, and it will just search for that and give the user the response that they need to how to basically uh, do what they need. And you can continue talking with it and get more information. So you can see it's giving us exactly the information needed. And it will also point you as to where that information was retrieved from, so you can actually see um, uh, the full source of uh, like here, backing up your Forge content, setup, additional sources. Um, and you have the links. So I was expecting it to actually link to the forum article on how to import content, but looks like it figured out how to do this without necessarily going through that specific page. So yeah, it's really great. I think it works very well and has been a tremendous help to the users. And I hope that you all like it as well. If you have any kind of feedback on things that may not be working correctly or giving us wrong answers, you can always, thumbs up, thumbs down some of the answers to give us that kind of feedback, and we'll definitely be checking the results of these and trying to determine what kind of questions is most asked, so we can potentially improve our user interface and make things more intuitive for users so they don't even have to ask the question, basically. So yeah, definitely a great help. It's also in our Discord in the Ask the Bot channel, so you can go there and ask the Kappa bot for any question you might have, which can be especially helpful if it's in the middle of the night and you don't find any humans to talk to, and you have a question you want answered. All right. Um, Next point of discussion is with regards to Australia and Norway. If you are a subscriber from Australia or Norway, you probably already received an email notification telling us about the tax collection. So we've started, I believe, since June 1st to collect taxes for people who are in Australia and Norway. So you'll have noticed a change in your invoices with the additional tax. This is since our last live stream update was from just before that moment. I don't remember if we did mention it or not, but yeah, just mention it now, as I believe it's worth noting. Another point of business that I think a lot of people have been asking about is with regards to the Foundry V11 update. So I know that a lot of you are eagerly waiting for Foundry V11 to be marked, considered as recommended by the Forge. There are still a few issues on our side that make us not want to recommend it quite yet. Chief, chief among them is the way that the databases work, in that you can't have multiple instances of Foundry open at the same time. And it's not something that other Foundry users are affected by, because it is an exclusive feature of the Forge, being able to open multiple worlds in parallel, etc. So that's definitely specifically affecting the Forge. But we hope to bring a solution to that. We have actually spent multiple months just trying to figure out how to fix that specific issue. And the good news is that just a couple of days ago, we have found the magic bullet, let's say, the thing that just makes it work flawlessly and seamlessly for everybody. And I'm very happy with that. It is not yet released, Datability, as we do have to reach out to Foundry team and discuss that solution that we've come up with, which hopefully will be something that will be brought to all Foundry users within the next Foundry update. But we need to bring our answers, or rather our research results, to them first. We haven't done that. Like I said, we just found the solution a couple of days ago, and we were kind of busy with the Bazaar update. So yeah, and when we did the testing, it was really awesome, because even if you have two open Foundry instances and you modify your compendium on one and you check the compendium on the other instance, you can see the changes automatically, which is not something that you could do with Foundry V10 and less, but rather if you were trying to modify content from the same compendium in two Foundry instances at the same time, the behavior would be unexpected. One could overwrite the other and things like that. So it was always not recommended to access or rather to modify compendiums when you have more than one Foundry instance open at a time. But with Foundry V11 and the new solution that we found, it's not only not a problem anymore, but it's actually working great that way. So very, very happy with the results of our research. So having that out of the way will be one step further into recommending Foundry V11, because without it, we just couldn't be recommending it, of course. But another thing is that we don't want users to be updating and then realize that they can't launch their worlds. So we are waiting to get at least the major game systems updated to be Foundry V11 compatible. So you can see in terms of the most installed systems, you have D&D 5e, Pathfinder, Call of Cthulhu, Starfinder, and Pathfinder 1. These are the top 5, and Pathfinder 1 still does not support V11. So I think it's really important that we don't suddenly recommend something to 5% or nearly 6% of our Foundry users, of our Forge users, that they can't actually use V11 because it's not supporting their system. So we are still waiting a reasonable amount of time. I mean, it hasn't been 1 month since the Foundry V11 release, so we're in no hurry to recommend the update yet. And I think once we have at least the top 5 or top 10 game systems ported to be V11 compatible, then we'll be recommending V11 by that point. So coming soon, but people please still be patient a little. We've waited a long time for V11, and there's no reason not to wait for a couple more months if necessary, if it helps avoid issues to the users. I think that's really important, that the friction, the user experience is not affected by updating prematurely. That's why the Forge has always been on the safe side and doesn't recommend updating to major Foundry releases until an appropriate amount of time has elapsed. So, bug fixes are out, but also modules and systems have been ported, and of course that we can test things properly and make sure that there are no issues. Like for example, if you created a shared compendium back in the 0.6 or 0.7 days, like 2 years ago, even 3 years ago on the Forge, that compendium will not be loading on V11 because of a change in the module.json manifest specification. And so if you remember with V10, there was also a change like that. And we had a page that was specifically meant to provide you with a tool that detects which of your compendiums or modules would be broken with V10, and then it would automatically fix it for you. And now with V11, we're going to be doing something very, very similar. So that's also something that we want to release that tool first to the users, so they don't end up upgrading and then missing all of their shared compendiums without having that tool to do like a one-click conversion and make them suddenly available for them. So I think that's also important, and that's part of our recommendation requirement, So let's see if there's something else I needed to mention with V11. Right. Yeah. So yeah, that's about it. I covered most of everything with regards to Foundry V11. Just need to be a bit more patient, and we've been working uh, very diligently on V11 support for even months before its release, and it takes a lot of work to to get the unique Foundry solution, the unique Forge solution to Foundry to work in a way that makes everybody happy and is great for the user experience. All right, and with that, I have one last bit of uh, info to showcase. And then we'll be doing the Bazaar showcase itself, where we'll be showing you 3 great packages available on the Bazaar marketplace. And then we'll be doing that Forge gift card giveaway like we always do. So what do I want to talk about? Or what do I want to show you? So this is not yet available on the Forge server. It is, however, very close to being completed. So it's something that um, I have hesitated on releasing at the same time as the new Bazaar interface. Uh, but I figured that there is no rush and it's better to just wait a bit more just to make sure that we give it the proper time to battle test it, because a lot of our testing effort and QA has gone towards the Bazaar interface in the last few days and weeks. So this is coming as soon as we are sure that there are not going to be any issues. And what is this? It's something that I've showed before, but this ability to share folders. So if you have ever had the opportunity of sharing an API key with a fellow DM in order to give them access to your assets library, you probably noticed that it's maybe sometimes a bit clunky, whereas you need to go and generate an API key, then give them the key that they need to set in their Foundry server and things like that. So it's not necessarily easy. I mean, I think it's pretty easy, but it's not the user experience that I'm generally aiming for, right? Because it's a little bit more on the technical side. Um, but instead, now you can just share folder. So it has 2 advantages. The first one is that you don't need to go generating an API key. You don't need to know about the concept of API keys, but also you can share just a specific folder, not your entire assets library. This way you can share um, uh, access to your assets library, with your larger quota, with the larger upload limit and things like that, with a fellow DM, or even with your players, without giving them access to the other files that are there. So share folder, you just click that, and then you can decide if you want to, give them read or write permission and things like that. This needs to change. It shouldn't be key expiration or key name, but it should be something a little bit more user friendly than key, because the user doesn't really care whether or not it's an API key or if it's going to be something that it's just like shared folder, so it's more of a shared folder way. So we click shared folder, and then they get this URL that gets automatically copied to your clipboard. And so if they go, let me see if I can actually uh, demo this with a second account here. I think that would be nice. Okay. So if I go and copy that link, now the shared key has been added to my account. So I don't know if I can see it. I don't think I have access to it quite yet. But the idea is that I can now go into my game and whoops. What? Oh, I got logged into different. Not sure. Oh, I got logged into a different account. Sorry. Stealing. Oh, I know why. Yeah, okay. I need to Hopefully I can switch games. Yeah, because I'm not on the same server. Uh, Give me a second. I'll instead join a game from my account. Let's try this one. Right, invitation, joining, and then I'm gonna open it. There you go. This is my test server. Uh, it should work. So, a couple of things, right? So first of all, you, as I've showed, you get this shared folder, the ability to share your folder. You can set, an expiration key. You can change it read or write and things like that. If you've ever shared access to a folder, you already kind of know how that works. You can also get the ability here to see all of the content that you have shared previously and then revoke them individually or revoke all of them. So this was another feature that people have asked for in the past, the ability to revoke access to just a specific API key instead of everything. So that makes it possible, as well as seeing what you generated when it expires and things like that. There's still more work to be done on this interface and the ability to see the things that have been added to your own account. Let me see if I can maybe. Okay, I need to access that game from somewhere else. Where is. Right. I think I had it open somewhere. There you go. Configure players. Yeah, it's this one. There you go. Make it into a GM. So that's going to automatically reload and change me as a GM here. All right. Now I can show you. Now, if I'm browsing my assets library, now I get this here to allow me to change the source. So this was the folder that I had access before. This is another folder that I have access to. This is from a different account. So now it's not really about going to configure settings, the forward, and then setting an API key here, right? Because I mean, if I do that, I can still access my assets library, but there should also be, I mean, if it was a valid key, I would see like custom API key. So you don't need to set and remove your API key, but you can just change the source of what you're browsing directly from here, which is great. So this one, I can, it's read and write, so I can create a new folder and things like that. So this was characters, so I can just create test folder, and this folder should be created now in my other folder. Where was I? So many folders. And so my character, there you go, test folder, and it was created from the different account. So yeah, I have shown a little bit of that in the past, I believe, and it's still working great. I'm still super happy with this behavior, but this would be phase 4 of our assets library. We still have a little way to go, as the ability to actually select the source from the assets library page itself would be, I think, a very good feature to have. But yeah, we've improved in the UI. We've reviewed that code as well and fixed some of the bugs that we found, and we made changes to the way that the API keys are being displayed and giving you the ability to delete them, etc. So I think that's coming relatively soon. Hopefully by the next live stream that we do, you'll be able to see that update released. So keep an eye out for it, and I hope you're excited about that as much as I am. One thing that I want to point out is that one of the things I really want to do with this is to eliminate, let me see if I can show that, this, right? So if you're looking for asset packs, um, I can install asset packs, but I can only access them through the bazaar here, right? Assets, etc. Well, there's a bug somewhere. Um, whoops. So one of the things is that I want users to be able to go to their assets library and just select asset packs and just access the content from whatever the asset pack is through our nice assets library browser, right? And yeah, that's about it for the assets library update that is upcoming, hopefully soon. We we'll let you know when it's ready and available. All right. Um, Now let me open Discord. So uh, I think it was probably Discord that caused my Chrome to crash repeatedly earlier. But now I need to reopen Discord in order to join Leon into our stream. And let me see. Hello. Now let's do the Bazaar showcase.
All right, boss, we ready?
All right, let me switch to the Discord scene on OBS. All right,
Rightio. Okay.
share.
Let me pop up this bizarre showcase. Okay, share your screen, live stream world, and source. Okay,
All
you
right,
get a good
watch
view of this
stream.
beauty.
Yes, indeed. Wow.
All right, yeah, we're starting off with a banger right now.
Yeah.
So, thanks for attending this bizarre showcase. By the way, as a kind reminder, we are doing a giveaway. Users can enter for the chance to win a $20 gift card, and I will be announcing the giveaway in chat. Oh, the giveaway I created last night deleted itself. That's not ideal.
Oh no.
But fortunately, it's an easy
Today,
one.
today is definitely uh, uh, cursed with technical issues.
Yeah, yeah.
I do see a
Also,
hashtag giveaway, and I just posted that in chat.
yep. So
Yep,
you
you
can
did as well.
you
All
can
right.
enter the giveaway for a $20 Forge gift card by typing hashtag giveaway, which we'll draw at the end of the Bazaar Showcase. So today we're going to be showing off three packages on the Bazaar, three premium packages. I will paste them into chat now, and I can heartily recommend each and every one of them. And first, we'll be starting with Deadly Dungeons 3 by Brave New Worlds. Just look at the beauty of this lighting. My gosh, imagine your players, like, let me drag in, like, Nosferatu here. Nosferatu is a favorite token of mine for these live streams. He comes in down the stairs, all happy as can be. Your players are role playing as some vampire from a 1900s film. And holy crud, look at that. Immediately swirling magic right under a grating, just a simple sewer grating separating you from chaotic magic. You've started exploring this mysterious dungeon. You walk in, you open the door. Wham! Big old pool of magic just out there in the middle. Imagine what happens if your players bump into this. They're dead. You can just roll for how hard they die. Like, that's their roll. And it's awesome. And there is more than just this map, and there is more than just this version of this map in the package that I'm showing today. You can see here that there's a drained grotto, there's a sewer safe house, slime chambers, a vortex of flame. They're really coming out of the park with various options for your games to provide exactly what you're looking for. And they do it with great lighting and great preparation, built for Foundry VTT. I mean, look at it, pre-walled, pre-doored, pre-everything.
I can
Like,
imagine a puzzle on every single one of these rooms.
right? Oh my
How
gosh.
to
And they've
get through that? Wow.
yeah, it is crazy. And look at the amount of lights they've put down. It's
Yeah, I was just
so
about to say this is a testament to Foundry's performance with all of these lights. This looks very smooth.
I've definitely broken a few player laptops on maps just about as large as this with lights like a few versions back. It's come far in a few years, is what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
All right, so that's all I want to show you because I do encourage exploring these maps and buying the package yourself. It's only $9.99 on the Bazaar Marketplace. You get a few different maps, and they're obviously very detailed maps. Like you can see here, there's some bones in the middle and like a ball and chain. There's props and stuff, and you can get a propless version of the dungeon if you want to put down your own furniture. And thanks to the lighting, the furniture will even look somewhat natural within the map because it'll kind of get the same shading of the rest of the map with the big purple haze. So next, we're going to be showing off this. Now, one of my favorite things about fantasy is that fantasy never had to make sense. Uh, for instance, Highlander, spoilers alert, devolved into aliens in the sequels. Now that I think about it, kind of everything devolves into aliens if you go long enough. But anyway, here's some sci-fi mechs for you to throw at your players. Does it make sense for them to show up in a fantasy dungeon like this? Maybe not.
Of course it
Is it
does.
funny? Yes, exactly. Of course it does. It's for the joy of it. When will you ever get the chance to minigun your players? It's up to you to create those opportunities. And don't watch this, my players, but I'm going to throw these mechs at you when I start running again. Like, look at these guys. They're packed, they're armed to the bear. This is the Machines of War package by David North. Uh, it's a real get in the mech Shinji moment right there. It's perfect. They're so cool, and there's different designs as you can see. I've set up wildcard tokens so that it randomizes the design that gets dropped down when I place them. So you just get a nice, cute little selection. You can even make some Titanfall references if you're that kind of nerd instead of the Evangelion type of nerd. And it's great for terrorizing your players and annihilating their faces. So like I said, I've even set up wildcard features. These names are standardized. So you can see here that I've put a wildcard here so like you can customize between it. Like let me go ahead and navigate to the folder in question. Like look at this. There's even like there's different stuff so you can even put down tanks or planes and stuff. It's just kind of great. Package is it's an asset package and it's only $4.99 on the Bazaar Marketplace. Uh,
Nice.
Yes. So finally, we're going to be showing off a bit of a simpler package, but one I enjoy. Because I don't know about anyone else in chat, but I hate, hate designing villages from scratch. There are village generators online that work pretty well, but they also look kind of funky, and it's kind of easy for your players to tell that they were created by random. Because everyone uses the same tools, right? And I like to hide that a little. You know, I like to make the curtain a little harder to see for my players. And so it's moments like these where I can get a pre-labeled map with all the different stuff that's in the village that makes me just happy to have third-party creators making maps. This is by Tanaya Gomez, and it is the Aradur Village. It's a little hard to spell, but I'll be pasting the packages again in chat once I'm done. And you can see here it labels the guard towers, the forts, all of that. It's already built for Foundry VTT, so it's in a map compendium that you can just drag onto the board. You don't have to spend time setting it up from an asset package. And it's just an altogether wholesome package. It's all ready for your players to explore and burn down, and it even comes in different seasons. So your players can burn down the village while everything is green and alive, or they can burn down the village when it's autumn out. And you can even put down the maps unlabeled so the players aren't spoiled by all the interesting points of interest when they burn everything down. Whatever they are, Tanaya Gomez is here to help, and it's only $5.49 on the Bazaar Marketplace. Uh,
I'm noticing a trend with you about players burning down villages. I don't know if that's your mind or your experience with your own players.
my players have done some reprehensible stuff in the game.
I'm
If
sure.
I had time to tell the stories, I would, but I don't think the Bazaar showcase could stretch on for that long. We've already talked. There's been so much that's gotten done in the past 2 months. With like, I'm super excited for the asset library stuff. I feel like it's going to be so useful for people who like run with multiple GMs at the same table.
Yeah.
Like, I know a buddy who runs a living world where they play together and they run for each other sometimes, and so having that is going to be so useful. So just wanted to nerd out over that nice little feature you talked about earlier because I'm super excited for it. But anyway, that is it for that is it for the Bazaar showcase. Thanks everyone for watching, and thanks for letting me show this cool content, boss.
Sure, but um, yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay.
I was gonna say something, but I was mistaken about something.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers. All right. Let me switch to um, I guess this screen. Right. So, with the Bizarre Showcase out of the way, let's see. Uh, we have 9 total entries right now to the giveaway. So I don't know if anyone missed out on entering the giveaway themselves. If that is the case, we still have a few more seconds to type hashtag giveaway on the chat in order to enter the giveaway. So I'll give you guys a little bit more time and then we'll do the draw. All right. So yeah, it's been a very um, great update. I'm super excited about it, which is very stressful to get everything working just perfectly and out in time for this live stream. Like I said, it's been a project of many, many months. The Bazaar interface specifically, and it's something that we did not expect would grow to the level of complexity that it ended up being, especially with the ability to have um, uh, compare prices, superior, inferior, having the exclude or include things. And there's just so much content in each package to be able to find everything there, especially when you do multiple searches of like multiple different things and being able to show you just the right, like in the right order. So the the things that match the most items are always shown first and things like that. So um, it's really cool. I'm very happy. All right, so we had one late entry, and I think that will be it. I will draw the entrance, and we'll do it here. 1, 2, 3, go. Malindrajorian. Is Malindrajorian, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, um, are you here? Yay! All right. Well, congratulations. You are the lucky winner for this month's live stream for the $20 gift card. Um, Destiny Gray here will generate a gift card for you and we'll send you that via private message on Twitch. Hopefully, you can receive private messages. Um, Otherwise, you can reach out to us instead. All right. So that's our giveaway, which was the last item for us. And we can move on to the Q&A portion of the live stream. All right. Okay. Q&A. Congratulations again, Malin Jajorian. Hopefully with the right pronunciation. And thank you for everyone who participated in the giveaway and who watched us. Now, if you have any questions, I will be here to answer them. All right. How am I doing? Oh, that is such a complicated question. Um, Generally, I'm okay. Um, Politically correctness says the answer is I'm doing great. How are you? Um, the reality is that I am feeling very, very exhausted. I have been slowly feeling towards that kind of burnout, and I've been taking a step back slowly as much as I can in order to recuperate a little bit of my energy. I've been planning for a vacation, hopefully very soon, potentially next week, just to get out a little bit and rest, which I hope will do me a lot of good. We've also actually uh, uh, we'll talk about that when the time comes more. But in September, we are going on vacation as a group. The Forge staff, actually, most of us anyway, are going to be going for a 1 week vacation or work uh, meetup, let's say. Um, so yeah, there's a vacation coming very soon, but I'd likely need to get an earlier one. um, yes, Forge staff get together. Will be 9 people total, and it will be at a all-inclusive resort in Punta Cana for a week, and we're all gonna go there and meet up face to face and have some fun. Uh, get some real IRL connections and also just enjoy the sun, the beach, and just relax as a group. I think everybody um, deserves it and will be able to just enjoy that moment after a year of good work from the whole team. I think it's something that we all need, and yeah, I'm happy to be able to provide that to the team. Let's see. Did the new Foundry update fix the bug with multiple sessions open at once? And I think Guitar Guy Nick also just asked, is Forge going to update its minimum to V11? So for that, I would recommend you to watch the VOD of the stream because I got into a lot more detail about that. So the new update did fix the bug with multiple sessions open at once, but when you have multiple Foundry instances open at once, you can't access compendiums from um, the other Foundry instances. But we did find a solution to that that we are currently looking at, and um, once that's all fixed up and everything, and there's also system compatibility with V11 and a few other things that I pointed out earlier in the stream that explains why V11 is not yet going to be recommended, but it's coming soon. We're making good progress towards that goal. Um, can we expect something like dynamic bundles on the Forge at some point? Yes, for Teller, absolutely. It is uh, uh, requested quite often, and it's something absolutely in our radar. Probably phase 3 or phase 4 of what we're building with the Bazaar. Right now, we just kind of finished with phase 2, which was the new Bazaar interface, and there's more to come, both in terms of UI and UX changes, but also in terms of features that are coming hopefully soon. It's the kind of things, though, that take quite a bit of time to work on, and so it's not going to happen overnight, but it's definitely in the plans. That sounds nice from Alaric. Yes, it does. I cannot wait. Let's see. Second question: do you feel like the marketplace and asset library is becoming too complex to manage or to understand? Um, what do you mean becoming too complex to manage or to understand? Um, like in terms of code or in terms of UX? Because I think in terms of UX, it's never been more usable and easy to use, understand, and all of that. So I don't think that's quite true. But in terms of code, it is, yes, quite complex and yeah, in terms of code for developers, yes, but also I guess for users. Well, I don't think for users. I think the changes have been very positive and very well received. So I don't think that's true. For the developers, though, um, a lot of the work uh, has been also to make sure that it's maintainable long term and things like that. And so that's actually one of the things as we've been reviewing the new Bazaar search and all that. The complexity is staggering, but Iron Monk did a really great job in making it simple, modular, easy to review, easy to maintain. So I think that's really good. I'm very, very happy with that. And I would say the same thing with the work from Eranziel on the assets library. It's been a joy to review, and it's very well organized. You know, with the view components and all of that, it works quite well. So I'm not worried about long-term maintenance on that. Yeah. Uh, Question three, how many people do you have already? Sounds like quite a few now. Yes, we are 10 people right now, I believe. Especially with the latest hire. Kevin leaving means that we got to 11 for maybe a day and then back to, or rather, we went to 9 and for a week before we went back to 10. Will be at 11, 12 within the next few months, most likely. In terms of developers specifically, I think we are five now, five or six. Depends if I include myself or not. Um, I am technically a developer, but I haven't had the opportunity to do development uh, in a while. Not like on a big project anyway. Just dabble now when I find the time. Although in the last couple of months, when I find the time, I just take that time off to rest. Um, yeah, I've needed that. Let me see. Guitar Guy Nick, apparently V11 has desync issues. So some people saying that. I'm not sure what you mean by desync issues. I don't think I've seen that personally. I would say Phi would be more aware of it if there are issues like that. Are you saying like you make a move but other players don't see that the movement has happened or something like that? Yeah. Yeah, I haven't heard of that personally. Phi would be better positioned to answer that specific question. If there are desync issues, then that's definitely a bug that I'm hoping will be um, will be addressed in an upcoming bug fix release of Foundry. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on that. I refer, or rather, I defer to my team to let me know when there are issues like that. And Phi has been in charge of the V11 project as it is, and he's been doing a very, very good job on that. So I know that there's a list that's getting shorter and shorter, but there is a list that he built of the various things that we need to see um, taken care of before we can move on with V11 as our recommendation. So I'll check in with him. Thanks for letting me know, and thanks Distracted DM for confirming that you see the issue as well. But yeah, I'll check in with Phi to make sure that that's something that's known and that has been reported to Foundry and that it is going to get fixed soon. Um, Going back to Alaric's question, I think I need to figure out somehow on OBS so that the chat messages don't disappear. I'm sure there's like a timeout somewhere. Chat. I'm guessing. Uh, I don't know. I feel like uh, it just disappears and people don't see what question I'm answering, which is not great. But yeah, unfortunately, I just don't see. Not even sure where we configure the chat. I think it's this one, but I don't see the option, unfortunately, for the timeout. Yeah, might be the widget URL there. I'll have to check after the stream. But anyway, going back to the question, 10 people is not a hobby project anymore. No, it is not. It was, I think it was a hobby project for just a few months before it just became a business by necessity, because it became, when people started paying for the service, then it stops being a hobby, 100%, because you have a responsibility to the people who paid you to provide them with the features they're asking for, the service they're paying for, etc. And so when you have that kind of responsibility on your shoulders, then it's not a hobby anymore. It's a job. It's something different. So uh, yeah, and yeah, 10 people, I would say, is not anymore my project with people helping me. Yes, now it's 100% a team project, and I'm just kind of orchestrating uh, some of that. But yeah. Let's see. Fourth Teller. Playing any games lately? It's been getting harder and harder for me to find time to play. You sound pretty busy yourself. I am pretty busy myself indeed, but I do find the time to play. One of our moderators and a friend, Oshi, is my DM, so we play every Sunday on a Pathfinder game. We've also had John Demand, another of the moderators, who did a Starfinder one shot for us a little while back, and Eranziel, who is one of the team member, and the Lancer system developer, actually is doing for us a one shot on Lancer. And what happened is that I also DM'd Lancer myself for our regular game on Sunday when we've had some cancellations, someone who couldn't join. So instead of continuing the Abomination Vaults in Pathfinder 2, instead of canceling that session entirely, I volunteered to DMing the Lancer game for the other people who were still available. So that has been a blast. The first time I remember, it was a Thursday that I had my first like session zero of Lancer, and we were just kind of figuring out the character sheet, and then we did a little combat encounter as a test, and I had such a blast. I'm in love with Lancer, by the way. Um, that that was 3 days later on Sunday, I DM'd my first Lancer session. So I had to basically just figure out properly all of the rules, and uh, I didn't need to do much prep because Ranziel just gave me his prepared combat encounter, and we didn't do like a one shot. We just did a combat encounter without any narrative around it. So that made things easier, and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. And just this Sunday, actually, I did my second DMN session of Lancer, because we had another cancellation. And Cody from previously from Foundry, as well as Cobalt, currently from Foundry, also joined us, and I DM'd for M Lancer, and it was a lot of fun. Although I felt personally that like the first half of that session, um, I had a lot of difficulty, mostly like concentration, not finding the right words and things like that, and that was a little bit of a you know side effect, I guess, of burning out, of like just the exhaustion I was talking about earlier. So I felt like I didn't do as good of a job as a DM as I would have liked, because I was a little bit too scatterbrained, a bit lost, and having difficulty finding the right words to explain or to even remember some of the rules and things like that. So I feel a little bit bad about that, but uh, you know, it's it happens, and I feel like the second half of that game went better. I got a little bit more relaxed, I guess, and it went well. Let me see. I have to do better. I want to play every week again. For Teller, yeah, if you can. I mean, it's not everybody can, and it takes a lot of time. Especially as a DM, you need to prep. So, um, but yeah, playing. I mean, this is why we do all of this, right? It's to have fun with the friends. So, what's your favorite memory of Kibibi working with you? Oh, Alaric, that is such a great question. Oh, I see some more comments about Lancer, so I'll just get through those quickly and then answer you, Alaric. Yay for Lancer. Obviously think it's a lot of fun. I was pretty impressed you decided to rent it yourself 3 days later. Yeah, it just kind of happened. And I rose up to the challenge. It was definitely fun. But I was like, when I proposed to do Lancer, DM in a Lancer session, I expected that to be like a month or two later, not 3 days later. It just so happened that the DM was unavailable that same week, and so I ended up doing Lancer. But it went really well, and I had a lot of fun. Oshi saying you did a great job on Lancer one shot. Thank you very much, Oshi. I appreciate that. I think everyone still had fun. I just personally, like from my point of view, I noticed all the moments where I was just looking for a word, and I just felt like, where is English? I can't speak English anymore, and things like that, and I felt a bit lost. So that bothered me a little bit, but it happens. It's fine. Um, I don't think it had like necessarily negative impact on the enjoyment or the game, but yeah, it's something I just noticed. All right. Usually your players had a better time than you think they did. That's very true, Distracted DM. Becoming professional DM is how I portion more time towards tabletop RPGs. Yeah. All right. There, I spend so much time creating content that I barely get to play it. It's so sad to me. Yeah, for Teller, I mean, you release great content and that helps a lot of people, but yeah, you have to give yourself a little bit of time for you to enjoy that as well. All right, going back to Alaric's question, what's my favorite memory of Kabibi working with me? Kabibi is Kevin. I personally prefer to call him Kevin because my muscle memory, whenever I write in, I end up with ing, so I write Kevin and then delete the G all the time, and then it eventually became his nickname of Kevin. Um, I think my favorite memory, my most proud moment, is seeing him evolve throughout these years of doing art, doing tech support, doing various things, and then he went and started taking classes on UI UX, and he knew what he was talking about because he was studying that, and he started to assert himself more with what he felt was the right moves. And then he did the UI design for the Bazaar, for something else that we never implemented, which was a welcome screen for new Forge users. And he really blew me away with his skill and how beautiful all those things were. And it really showed me kind of the evolution, um, and how much skill he has, and him being able to find the resources to let him exploit those skills and put them to the forefront. And that was beautiful. I really enjoyed seeing his product, his end result of his work. And I'm usually very nitpicky and very critical of things. Like um, with what Kevin did, I remember just saying like, it's awesome. I don't know if I could have done anything better. Obviously, I wouldn't because I'm not that great at UX or UI. Uh, but I don't think that I can suggest improvements. Um, and that was really great. Yeah. Ah, yes, Alaric. Who even English anyway? Am I right? Yeah, yeah. All right. Any other questions? It's nice to be able to chat with you all like that. Um, questions. Are we good? Yeah, yeah. He has come far, um, and should have kept up with me as well. I haven't spoken to you in a while, Alaric. All right. Well, I don't see any more questions. So thank you, everyone. All right, I'm joking, Alaric. Um, so thank you for coming, for asking your questions, for having this great moment with me. I really enjoyed talking with you all and just sharing um, some of the stuff from the last couple of months. And yeah, you know where to find me. I'm always on Discord, so there's always stuff to discuss with me if you have any questions. Um, Let me see. Oh, one last question. Uh, Still new to tabletop RPG and playing online, playing with Forge and Discord. How do you share pictures momentarily? Like screenshots or something like that. Usually just having a Discord channel for the game, and uh, you share on the Discord channel. But if it's something that you want, like in a game, could be something like the image that you paste in chat. Um, Pictures of characters, yeah, for that I would say ask your DM to allow you to file browse, and then that can just let you open your character sheet and just upload your images, because as a Forge user, even as a free player, you get 100 megabytes free storage as part of your account, specifically for avatars and tokens and things like that. So you can definitely use that. But before you can browse to your own assets library within Foundry itself, the DM needs to give you that permission. Otherwise, you can just go to your assets library from your Forge account and just upload it directly there and share the link that way. Yeah. Let's see. There's a module. Drop images directly into chat. Yeah. Pictures in general work well during game. And use the show to player options. Yeah, that's a good one also. I think Renziel's answer about the show to player image is a good one if it's something for like sharing an image that way. Um, yeah. All right. Awesome. I'm glad you got your question answered. All right. And as I was saying, thank you all. And I will leave you to it and see you next month, I suppose. We generally do maybe 6 weeks in between live streams. I want to try and do them more often, but it just never happens that we have uh, uh, like the time to prepare for a live stream and make the releases and like show stuff. So if we can, we'll do it next month. Otherwise, maybe it could be 5 or 6 months from now. So we'll see you next time, whenever that is. All right. Thank you, everybody, and have a great day.